Well, let's talk about Jim Jones.
Let's get to the Jim and Pusha thing right quick.
Okay, I like the Jim record, and a friend of mine,
Good.
I was talking to my man B about it, and he brought up an interesting observation. He said, "Listen to Duppy freestyle and listen to this." It's a very similar approach. Ain't nobody saying that Drake wrote his rhymes, but I do think that he took that similar approach that he saw Drake put down on Duppy freestyle and tried to apply it to his current, I guess back and forth with Push. Now that wasn't a winning situation, so I don't know if that's the best blueprint to go on. But he did address everybody around Push, the way that he was addressing Malice and this and that. Your brother, this. Like, why do people always have to bring Push's brother into this?
I mean, for one, I think people forget his brother, for a lot of the time that they were a group, was either the better rapper and or his equal on record. Like on Hell Hath No Fury, Push's flow is better and has evolved. But lyrically, him and Malice are like neck and neck, and pretty much have been until the Casket Drop plays that way too, and so do like the Re-Up Gang mixtapes. So what I say is that you don't want to get tag team. You don't want both of them.
No.
Like you said, Mike, you don't want Re-Up Gang popping back up, Mike. Them dudes can rap.
I think that this Jim Jones response. Yeah. I think this Jim Jones response was definitely good enough to get a response. I actually liked it. You know what I mean? And again, these are MCs who, are being competitive and they're not scared to come outside and be competitive, a la Eminem and the Black Slim Shady. But I'll get to that, in the latter part of the show. But we didn't think that Jim was going to respond this quick, and he did. And I respect that, and I think it's good enough to get a response. I'm looking forward to hearing what Pusha's going to bring forth. I don't like the fact that J.R. Ryder, to some degree almost undermined Jim by talking about jumping in. Like, we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Let this man hold it down, and he's doing that. So I think it's good enough to get that. But I do see some similarities in the Duppy freestyle in this as far as the approach. But I think he's going to definitely need more than this. I'll say that.
This ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
It's good. See, here's how I look at it.
It's good enough for a response, though. I think Pusha should respond. I'll say that. Let me say that, too.
It's good enough to warrant a response. How about that?
Yeah.
But here's also what I tell you. You seen this guy's battle resume? Mike, I don't even look at the Filet-O-Fish the same no more. This nigga bodied a fish sandwich on record. His catalog is deep. All right? He can literally think about how talented of a diss artist he is, Mike. He can make a jingle for another food distribution company that does fast food service, a diss record about another. He dissed a fish sandwich, Mike.
What do you think about the bar, though? What do you think about Jim's bar?
God, Mike.
What do you think about Jim's bar, though, when he said the only beef you know is Arby's and Mickey D's?
It's cool.
It's cool. It didn't really hit with you like that. I liked it. I liked it.
It's cool. It's good. Think about who he's dealing with, Mike.
I know.
Because, like, that's what I'm saying is like, here's what I mean. This is what I mean when I'm saying it's good. No, those jabs were cool. You're talking to a guy that don't have no regard and have no boundaries when it comes to talking. So it's like all that little jab stuff. Like, you're not Muhammad Ali. Your jab ain't about to win this fight.
This is what I'll say.
Your jab gonna get you knocked out.
You're right.
Like, so it's like if he gonna make this a competition, it's like I was impressed enough that I think Pusha can respond. But what I think the response is about to be.
But see, the thing is, man, like Pusha's in a
let me put my glasses back on. Hold on.
Jim is in a win-win situation, though. No one expects Jim to win this, right? So no one expects Jim to win this, and by Eminem fan logic, Pusha shouldn't respond at all, right? But he will, and he's gonna go ahead and do what he needs to do.
He's petty.
He's gonna respond accordingly as he should. But you know what? If he didn't respond, niggas be like, "Yo, Jim got him." Why don't we do that on the other end? I don't know.
Hey, all I gotta say, Mike, is that not to be funny, but Dipset literally got embarrassed in the national public hip hop sphere not too long ago.
Yeah.
and we all saw it.
Yeah.
And y'all talking about y'all don't know what's coming? Oh, I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Mike, we were able to sit up here and pull up and do a show afterwards, and be able to see the noticeable dissension.
Yeah.
Now, this is a guy that noticed what was going on with Wayne and Baby when before anybody was talking about it. And you see how he broke down and disseminated that situation. And you think, well, what just happened with the verses and the obvious lack of unity, bad performance, and the way that the records didn't hold up? And you think this guy, which is literally his specialty in battle, is doing stuff like this, ain't about to step to the mic and play off of that. It's like, that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, that's not good enough, because it's like, you're the fresh meat, not him. He's off a Grammy nomination, and quite frankly, his best album run back to back.
It's true. And, you know,
he's not like talking about he got something to lose. It's like he don't have nothing to lose. They just lost, Mike. They lost bad in front of all of us. We picked them.
You're right. And you know what? And to piggyback off of that,
catch another bad one, Mike. This one might be just as bad. It's just not going to happen live. To
piggyback off of that, though, I respect the fact that Jim Jones has continuously, you know, made music and been very consistent in that. But Pusha can actually go the direction like, yo, nigga, you ain't had a hit since blah, blah, blah. And so it kind of opens him up for that, too. Like, now, I know Jim's not saying he's top 50. So I guess that's not even in the question, but maybe that's part of the record, too. Like, you're not even in the top 50. What are you talking to me for?
No, it's not even that. It's like, and I like Jones. Like, to be honest with you, it's like, Jones makes good records. Like, the Preach joint on the Swiss album, like, he be making some dope records. Like I said, the biggest record that came out of their camp belongs to him.
He has a great ear, too.
And so, and I love it when somebody who, like, comes from what he comes from can actually make himself into a rapper a la Fat Joe or a Jeezy. I always love to see that, because you actually have to work at that to even get to that level. It's just messing with the wrong guy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Ain't nothing against Jones. It's just like I don't see how you about to beat this guy. Is what I'm saying.
Do you think Drake has something to do with this?
Mike, that don't matter either.
I'm just saying. Do you think that?
Didn't he already catch this fade? How many people gonna catch this fade before somebody understands that this ain't not the guy? He literally, the two biggest artists of this era have an L under their resume that is like out in public, and he's the guy that tagged them. It's like, no, you don't mess with. When Omar come running around the block with a shotgun on the wire, Mike, niggas don't stand around and chill.
But they can't act like this. Again, Jim started this.
You know if he has a gun, he's going to shoot, right? And take what you have, right?
The crazy part about this, though, Coop, Jim started this. He started this. That's why I feel like Drake may be involved.
It's like, you know what time it is. It's like when they're like, Pusha has a diss record, it's like, oh.
That's why I asked the Drake question, because it feels like Jim just started this out of nowhere.
Right, and people understand. It's like when I'm saying, like, he'll throw shots, like, people need to go listen to some of the Re-Up Gang stuff. It's like, nah, he been going in on Wayne, like, for a minute. Like, I can remember how the Re-Up Gang album starts. He was like, he said, sorry, but I don't respect who you applauding. Nigga, little nigga flows, but his metaphor's boring. Like, he been talking about Wayne like that on record. Like in public. Like, somebody say something, do something, and just kept on doing it. It's like, that ain't the type of guy. Like, that was 07, 08 stuff I'm spitting. Look how long he did it, Mike.
How many shows do you think we're going to have before we get a Pusha response?
Depends. I mean, I don't know.
I think we'll have one by Friday.
It's possible.
Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, I'm putting it in the air. I think we'll have it by Friday.
Around Hip Hop 50 too.
I think we'll have it by Friday. Jermaine Johnson with the super chat says, Jim's bars were cool, but I hate that he used the same beat. Also, his flow was off, and he was way out of pocket. Therefore, the punches just didn't connect. I think it's a really good assessment.
I said it was good, because that's what it is. It was good.
It was more than I expected, actually. And it happened quicker than I expected, too. John Green with the super chat says, I thought Jim was all right, but his flow was off for me. Just listen to Exodus 23:1. He just took the bait. Yeah, he took the bait. But, you know, you got to jump up Get beat down. If people say we overrate Push, my man Mark up in the Bronx, shout out to Mark. He's from the birthplace of hip hop for real, like that building. He says we overrate Push. Are we overrating Push? I don't think so. Like when y'all say we overrate Push, where is that coming from? Are y'all talking about his subject matter? Because I feel like that's the only thing that he lacks. I really believe also that if we were in an era where the BETs and MTVs really existed and Pusha was a solo artist at that point, I think he would have those hit records that y'all are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just in a different era. Are we knocking Killer Mike because he don't have hit records? Do y'all think Killer Mike's better than Pusha T? Because he's not.
It's kind of like we pick and choose our fruit. And here's what I'm saying with that. Let's take some guys from his era who he's actually done records with on both accounts. Actually, 3 guys. Now, Game, Rick Ross, and Jeezy have all made bigger records and are better hit makers than Pusha T. I ain't never thought none of them was a better MC on the mic than Pusha T.
You said Rick, Jeezy, and who else?
And Game.
Yeah,
Rick
Game's
is
not better
probably
than
the
Pusha.
close to it. Like, in terms of what Ross brings to the table overall, gives him more of an edge than I would the other 2 guys. So I just say that to say that it's like, well, hits ain't everything, because here's who I'm about to go to.
Jadakiss.
Look at how the East Coast props up Jadakiss Mike and Method Man. Like, I'll be there for you as a #1 hit single, but it's the only one.
Yeah.
You know
he
what I'm
got Bring the Pain
too. Meth and Kiss don't have this long list of solo hits. Mike, somebody who I love dearly, has an MC. Ray. Prodigy.
Yeah.
Now, why is it okay for these New York MCs to be lyrically inclined, to make great street records, and to make classic albums and classic material, but it's not okay from the guy to Virginia to do it? That's that New York bias shit.
Yeah, because one could argue, rest in peace, that, Prodigy subject matter-wise was somewhat limited in what he's great at. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, he had songs that touched on other things, and even his last, album touched on a lot. But what we love the most from Prodigy is the street shit, similar to Push. Push has songs about other stuff.
Now, I'll take peak Prodigy over peak Pusha T.
I think most people would.
Pusha T's career, Mike.
We got to applaud the longevity, too. Just like how we applaud Jadakiss's longevity.
People need to stop acting like his solo career just started a few years ago. He's been dropping, solo mixtapes for, over a decade now. And, albums. He's been, he had a group career that lasted a decade and now a solo career that lasted a decade. That doesn't happen by accident.
It doesn't. It doesn't happen for a lot of people, either.
You got to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Legacy with the Super Chat says, how do you guys rate the first round? I feel people are already talking about how they think Pusha will respond, but we didn't get there yet. For me, it's 1-0 Jimmy. The pressure's on Push to win. I mean, I didn't hear the full Pusha T song, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of tough to really do. I mean, the fact that we're getting somebody responding with a full verse off of a snippet, I think that's pretty new. We haven't seen that, really.
See, this is what I mean about who he's playing with. It's no, this is the type of guy that when you make him your focus, he'll start incorporating you into all his rhymes. He'll keep taking shots at you in addition to whatever big shot he's going to take. That's why I'm bringing up the Wayne thing. It's no, he didn't just make direct diss records. It's he kept taking shots whenever there was some freedom to spit a couple bars and take the shots.
No, real.
That's different.
James Smith with the Super Chat says, Jones dissed Malice worse than Drake dissed Malice. But see, again, when they do that, they're trying to take the focus off of the dude. Again, same approach that Drake took. Like Push said on Story of Adidon, give those to me. I want all of it. Don't talk about Kanye. Don't talk about Virgil. Don't talk about all this other stuff. Talk about me.
But you want to know why he says that? Because what they going to say.
Exactly.
Because he's been, quite frankly, who he's been and been bullying the room for a long time in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it's what you going to say? You've been bullying everybody for a long time? It's that ain't about to help you.
Yeah. That raises his stature, honestly.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you picking on the real bully in the room. That's what I'm saying. When I be saying like he's cool G rap, it's like, no, he the street dude that's like staying street. He like, no, I'm gonna keep on punking these dudes off if I feel like it. Like, what you gonna do?
OG
Like
Winston
in front of everybody. Like, what? That's what I'm saying. It's like that's different, Mike. I'm talking about a mentality. That's more built for battle. That's why it's like, oh no, this don't look good.
OG Winston with the super chat says, "What are Pusha's top 3 solo charting records?" Why do we do this when it comes to Pusha? What are Jadakiss' top 3 charting records? Why do we do this when it comes to Pusha, man? Like, I mean, you want to go for that one? Solo charting? I mean, we could Google that, but I think with artists like Pusha, it's not really about that. But
I would think Diet Coke, actually. I would think Diet Coke or something recently, like off the last album, because that was when he's been at his peak as far as media attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell you it's probably something off the last project.
Yeah, probably the last, probably all 3 of them are.
I'll say whatever the last 3 songs were, probably his highest charting songs, all jokes aside.
Yeah. CJ Kid with the super chat says, forgot to add, link to you guys on the Pretty Ken stuff. Okay, cool. We're going to definitely check that out. We really appreciate you, CJ. CJ out here showing super love. Let's see. I think we got a couple more super chats and we can move on to this Kid Capri topic.
But do you see how when somebody from New York is great at rap, how all of these parameters start coming into play that don't apply to New Yorkers who do the same thing?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Think about who my favorite New York rappers are. Like when I talk on this show. It's like, and ask yourself if they're big hit makers. Let's start at the top. Nas ain't never been no big hit maker, Mike. His biggest song is If I Rule the World.
Mm-hmm.
And I Can. Like, those aren't traditional big hit. You know what I mean? If I Rule the World probably be the most formulaic big hit thing he's ever done. You know what I'm saying?
And that's not one of your favorite songs from him. Not me either, But
it's nobody's favorite song from him, Mike.
Yeah.
Raekwon, Mike. What's Raekwon's biggest song? Probably Ice Cream?
Yeah, chart-wise, I guess, yeah.
Prodigy. What's Mobb Deep's biggest song?
Yeah.
Probably The Learning. I think Burn.
You think Burn's probably their biggest song? I would say the Quiet Storm remix.
Quiet Storm remix.
Yeah.
Right. It's like we didn't ask them to be great and make those hit records. We let them be great.
And what they did.
It's like the Purple Tape don't have like what songs on the Mike? The Purple Tape is a top 5 rap album. Show me what songs on there charted in the top 20 even.
Well, this is the thing, Coop. It's like, why aren't we just asking them to make dope music? Because no one is sitting here saying, you know what, Pusha T solo shit is trash. Niggas talk about charts and stuff. You do like numbers on the board, right? You like these. Every time we talk Pusha T stuff, it's always this overrated talk. Like, we're not putting him where Jay is. We're not putting him where Cube is. We're not even, I guess we slightly got him around the Redman range, which I guess maybe some could feel is overrating. But
if you put Redman ahead of Pusha, I wouldn't argue with you, but the range, yeah, in that range.
Yeah, and the longevity has to go for something too. Like, the man's been around strong for 20 plus years and with strong material. That doesn't happen a lot in hip hop, and we gotta appreciate that. Esquire with the super chat says, Pusha is a spitter, but the internet has forced him into all-time great conversation. If Kanye doesn't loop him in for the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy sessions, he's basically Joel Santana after To the Casket drops, above average status. Listen to what you said, Esquire. That is a big if. He got on So Appalled with Jay, Saha, and Kanye and did his thing. He got on Runaway and did his thing. So that's like sitting here saying, well, shit, if AZ ain't on Life is a Bitch, he ain't got no career. Well, maybe he doesn't. That's a big if.
Let's pause for a second. This is what I mean about how, like, and I don't know why it's a Pusha T thing, and I'm not saying this
we got Drake
I'm a big fan
of,
and I'm not saying this because I'm a big fan of his and everybody knows it. Who he come into this game with? Came into this game with the Neptunes, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't the Neptunes get respected for their era talent and the artists that they've worked with?
They're hit makers.
They're big hit makers.
If he wanted to make a hit, don't think that's an issue.
They have had conversations where they have said, when Pharrell started making the hits, his focus was them because he wanted to show everybody how Virginia got down.
Yeah.
That was Clips. That was Pharrell. They could have been making quote unquote hits.
Radio charting records. Nobody charts more than them.
He's known Pharrell literally since he's a teenager, Mike.
Yeah.
And Timberland because of his older brother.
Yep.
Timberland has executive produced an album for him. Kanye West signed him, right. Made him the president of his label, and his executive producer, co-executive produced 3 albums for him.
And I think he has one of the greatest ears for talent.
Listen to what I'm saying. How can we call these guys geniuses the way that we do?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to Pusha T, be like, oh, he ain't all that. They seem to think so, Mike.
You know what? And I don't even want to go there because, this is what I want to say.
And the Neptunes seem to think so very, very, very highly of this guy as an artist, but people are like, he's overrated. They
Coop, it's deeper than that, though. And I don't want to get into the cosigns because I'm going to talk about that with this Kid Capri thing. Not only did they think that, they put their money where their mouth is and they work with this man full time. They actually put effort into his effort. So they believe in his talent enough to push whatever they got aside to actually work.
One of the 3 of them, Mike.
Yeah.
He's never not worked with one of the 3 of them in his life.
They don't have to do that.
Name an MC outside of New York that got it like that, Mike.
And Ye's not connected to him like you said. He grew up with Pharrell, Chad, and Tim. Ye's not connected to him like that. He chose to get him, and they made magic together. No pun intended. Esquire with the super chat says, what MC rapper today can say that he's a descendant of Pusha? He is an original. He admits that he was copying Big on Hell Have No Fury and hasn't grown as an artist since. What do you say to that?
This is what I'm saying. People need to understand this. This friendship thing ain't got nothing to do with it. These guys have spent millions of dollars putting his projects out.
Mm-hmm.
Time. Mike, hey, we've built something great. You're not my friend like that. I'm not spending millions of dollars to put out Mike D's next album.
Yeah. Just to do it. Especially when they got so much going on.
I got to want to put my name behind it to spend millions of dollars of my money.
Right. Like, you know what? Just because you're my friend, we're going to throw you on this Justin Timberlake record.
Right. Damn this friendship.
Yeah. Our Legacy with the Super Chat says, Pusha is really good, but lacks classic hits as a solo artist and no classic album. Daytona has no classic hits. I feel similar about Jada, and I'm from NY. Okay, if you want to put him in the Jada range, I'm fine with that. Because of
Jada
those
high.
Things. But Jada's put pretty high. No one ever has these criticisms about Jada. Ever. What are Jada's biggest quote-unquote solo hits?
When I float Jada around our top 10 all time, none of these New York cats say anything. So if you're saying he's around Jada's area, then that would be around top 10-ish area because that's how you rank Jada. Right?
Right. Mad Max of the Super Chat says...
you got a better solo catalog, Mike.
Mad Max says, y'all got pushed over Cole. That's crazy.
I don't have anything over anything. The rubric got it over everything. Do I listen to Pusha T more than I listen to Cole? Yes.
Cole's missing a lot of things, too, that y'all don't want to be honest about.
Cole in his bag is probably better than like Pusha and Kiss because of the versatility. Yeah. But he's not all-time ranked higher than them because it's like...
That album.
It's a lot. It's a few things, but
Yeah. But we pick and choose who we want to apply these things to.
Right.
Like, honestly, guys, I know on paper Kendrick has hits, but can you really say that he's like a hit maker like that? We've seen what a hit maker looks like in his era. That's straight.
It's okay. Like how about this? Kendrick and Cole have never made really big hits like that. It's been perfectly fine with everybody. It's been perfectly fine. What's Cole's biggest shit? Like Crooked Smile? No Role Models?
Yeah, very similar to Nas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are songs, but that's not why you love this person. You know what I mean?
Power Trip with Miguel?
Right. I would say Power Trip's probably
with Missy?
Yeah.
These are the biggest records, right?
Yeah. That's not why you love Cole, is it?
Not to be funny, that ain't no that ain't no. It's not a lot of things, Mike. I'm about to go a lot of places. I was about to go straight to big and be like, that ain't no damn One More Chance remix.
Well, no, we ain't got to go.
But I wasn't about to do that. I did it anyway.
Jay Short with the super chat says, other that Jim Jones, I guess he meant other than Jim Jones, the only rapper who's got more mileage from one hit outside of Vanilla Ice. No, he said outside is Vanilla Ice, Bone Crusher, and memes.
Mike, you want to know what? And I mean this when I say this. When people bring up the whole hit making thing in rap, this is exactly what I say to myself in my mind. You know, Biggie and Tupac not coming back, right?
Yeah,
that's what you talk about.
I think that's a manufactured argument, man. You know, once again, people just play.
No, but I'm talking about in the hip hop conscious mind. People like where the hits at. It's like, nigga, this ain't 95. You're not about to get no damn California Love. How do you want it? One More Chance. You're not about to get like bang, 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 bang out of these. Like, that's been dead. Like, where have you been?
Well, the thing is, the system is destroyed in that sense. We just got through talking about the fact that BET, MTV, they don't play videos like that anymore. Nobody's listening to the radio like that anymore. So the only hits you're going to get are viral type of hits. And you expect that from somebody that comes from the school of Pusha T? I mean, do y'all put Bobby Shmurda over him because he got hot nigga or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that what you expect from Pusha T in this era? I expect quality music from people. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's pretty much it.
Like, remember when 40 had his little run when he did You and That with T-Pain and Candy, and he had Yay Area and all that?
Yeah.
Like, those were 40's biggest hits.
But we don't like him for that.
Me.
Yeah.
We don't hold nothing against 40. Like, when did this become? Like, 40 was a whole legend before he made those records.
Exactly. Mark. And nobody sat there and listened. Nobody sat there and listened to those songs of like, oh yeah, this takes 40 to the next level. No.
We were just happy that people finally knew how great he was.
Right.
That was it. It was like, look at 40 getting some shine.
Right.
Like, that's what's up.
Exactly.
It wasn't like, oh, he's great now.
Oh, he's made now.
He's been great since Sprinkle Me.
Exactly. Players ball. LP with the super chat says Drake bought a mic he thought Pusha used. Bugging. Yeah, that was. Yeah, he addressed that mic and that autograph on the Duppy Freestyle too. Our Legacy with the super chat says, no, I'm saying Jada should be lower as well. Okay. Well, a lot of people will put up a fight on that, but they're not going to put up that, you know, fight for Push. AB Studios with the super chat says, bet Mike D wrote a whole dissertation on Kid Capri. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we'll be getting to that briefly. Matter of fact, that's what's up next. Let's get through these super chats and then slide over to the key.
Yeah, I know we gotta go today. John Green with the $20 super chat showing love. He says, Cole's albums sound unique. Born Center doesn't sound like 2014. 2014 doesn't sound like KOD. Pusha is the Martin Scorsese of coke rap, but he's still the best one-trick pony ever. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, an untrained ear could say somebody like DJ Premier is a one-trick pony. But he's great at what he does. Are we going to knock the fact that, you know, Premier's not using futuristic Timbaland sounds? LP with the super chat says, Mr. Me Too was literally about Wayne biting Pusha. This is known back then. He even used the yuck ad-lib Pusha influenced. A lot with the punches. Jay Short with the super chat says, y'all are ignoring the real story. Rappers catching cases, Cole in limbo, K-Dot slipping, Drake trying to slither in for another cheap run. His fans see it.
Okay.
Jay Short with the conspiracy theories here. All right, listen.